Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. It is 7:22, August 23rd. It's been a couple weeks, but a lot has happened, and it has been great. So we are going to start this morning. Welcome to the Two Scotch Funk Worldwide Lounge. Let's chat about this app. 18 years. That is roughly how long Two Scotch Funk has been rattling around in this head of mine. And the funny thing is, for most of those 18 years, I could not explain exactly what it was. I didn't even know. People would hear the name and like, what is it? What is it? I'm like, I don't know. It's just a really cool thing. Just hang in there. I knew the name. I knew the feeling or the vibe, and I knew there was something there, but I didn't know what the hell it was or what to do with it. I think most of you know Two Scotch Funk started around 2007, 2008. The story's out there. I was taking harmonica lessons from a buddy. And in one of his stacks and stacks of old CDs, I saw Two Scotch Funk handwritten on that CD. Two Scotch Funk. I don't know why they stuck, and I don't know what that even means. I mean, I know the story behind that. I've already explained it. But those three words put together, Two Scotch Funk, really stuck. And I mean, it has been burned in my brain. I don't have a tattoo. Probably will someday. Once we sell our millionth copy of the app. Cue evil laughter. I don't know why they stuck. They just did. Now, at different points over the years, I tried to figure out exactly what I wanted those words to become. Two Scotch Funk. What is it going to be? I had logos. I've had multiple iterations of the logos. The original is still my favorite. I had all kinds of ideas. Everything was in the miswired brain of mine, but it's there, has been. And I drew out this big map on this giant artist paper. It's not even like a regular engineer or printer size paper. It's just a big drawing pad. And I drew it all out. The map for success. I think that was probably, gads, 14, 15 years ago. But I found that paper. I was in Dad's shop, Hillman, looking through a tote for something. I found that big giant thing. And I'm like, hey, this is that pad. And I read it. And it all came coming back. And that concept that I drew out all those years ago is almost exactly what I'm drawing and building in this app. It's crazy. And I kind of beat myself up a little bit as I read through the pages, but then I realized that back then, the technology wasn't there. It just wasn't. It wasn't ready for what I wanted to do. And honestly, maybe I wasn't ready either. I was in a real bad spot. So obviously this thing got stashed in this Tupperware Rubbermaid tote and put away. But I never threw it away. And that's a big difference. That's a massive distinction, because sometimes an idea doesn't fail. It's just not ready yet, or its time isn't here yet, or hasn't arrived yet. Now, fast forward 18 years. Two Scotch Funk has a website. It has merchandise like hats and shirts and all cool things. It has music. It's got a visual identity and a philosophy. But now, more importantly, Two Scotch Funk has a purpose. I am developing the Worldwide Lounge. Concept is pretty simple. I don't know how the practice will be, but it's really quite simple. People need more opportunities to find one another in the real world, not followers or likes or influencer type bullshit. It's not an algorithm I'm designing to keep you staring at your phone. That's not how we're going to monetize and fund this thing. It's about actual people, actual places, and actual experiences. Maybe there's live music happening a couple miles away. Maybe somebody's having a bonfire. And these are the same things. I'm going to keep repeating them because they're in my mind and they're in the beta of the app. But maybe there's a burger joint saying, hey, you know what? It's a little slow tonight. Let's run a special. And it pops up on your phone saying, hey, burgers are $1 a piece, or something like that. Or a motorcycle rider, a bike rider, a sunset, or something. Maybe somebody's sitting at a pub thinking, man, I'd go do something tonight if I knew where the hell everybody was. And that's the problem Two Scotch Funk trying to solve. The phone isn't supposed to be the destination. The phone is supposed to help you find the destination. Then you put the damn thing away. That's one of the ideas at the center of Two Scotch Funk. This is part of my little charter that I wrote for this business of one, but this is on my whiteboard too. The best technology disappears the moment true connection begins. And I'll say that again. The best technology disappears the moment true connection begins. And I believe that. I really do. So over the last couple weeks, something pretty extraordinary has happened. I actually started building this app. I am not a software developer. I do not write code, if you will, and I don't spend my nights dreaming about databases. I think you all probably can appreciate that. Until recently, the words, Firebase, Google Firebase, and Google Firestore meant as much to me as nothing. But man, now I know what they are and I'm working in them. Now, over the years of building companies, solving problems, and asking myself over and over, what is the problem we're trying to solve and how are we actually going to accomplish it? What I didn't want to do with this app is build the app, build the solution, and then find the problem. But I know what the problem is now. It's connection. So now this problem-solving bug in my brain, my computer, has been super useful when building software using AI as a companion tool. So I've been forced to work a little bit differently, not in my normal style. I like big picture stuff. I love the details too, but man, I'm bigger picture, more strategic as opposed to tactical, but I can't do that with this app yet. I have to do both pieces, small pieces, build something, test it, break it, fix it, test it. It is tedious work. What did I say? I had 60 hours almost of this in the last 2 weeks. So after the test and the break and the test, and don't move forward until it actually works. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It is tough because I want to see the pretty pictures. And now, right now, we're not there. We're not doing that. We started with that. I did this little montage thing in the beginning, and it's beautiful, but there's a long way to go to make it functional. But now, instead of just having pretty pictures on there and making it look like an app, I'm using air quotes, to now it's beginning to act like one. The Worldwide Lounge has an interactive map. Events appear on that map. A member can create an event. The event even gets assigned a real location and becomes a pin on the map. There's a tab for My Events, and there's that event that you created. You can open it and see the details and modify them. And this week I crossed another line that felt even bigger than adding another screen. That was giving Two Scotch Funk a memory, and that's that database. Now, instead of just having it act inside this app as a fake, prototype member, it is stored in the database. That member lives on. So I can change that profile, shut the application down, come back later, and it's still there. The membership is still there. The member, all the details, everything there. That was the first breakthrough. Then I did the same thing with events. I created an event called Firebase Event Test. Firebase is the name for the database I'm using, so it's nothing creepy. Firebase Event Test in Charlevoix, Michigan. Killed the app after I made it. Opened it. Still there. On the map. Right location. Under my events. Every detail right there. And that was so cool to me. All of a sudden, and then I could pull up the database. I could look at the Firebase console and see it propagate with all the details that I put in. Then I had another step called saved seats. That's Two Scotch Funk's version of saying, I'm going, save me a seat. So I saved a seat at an event. The app remembered it, killed it, started fresh. Guess what? Seat was still saved. Everything was right where it was supposed to be. And then I said, okay, what if I don't want to go? What if something comes up? I clicked that seat button again and released it. Database removed the relationship, put the seat back in the pool, killed the app, came back, seat stayed gone. Now, I know that sounds like a hugely mundane or boring accomplishment. It probably is. But man, watching it work like that is so cool. Why so cool? Why was it? Because 18 years after seeing those words in a handwritten, scribbled on a CD, I was looking at a database, which was gross, containing an actual member of the Two Scotch Funk Worldwide Lounge. I'm looking at an event that member created and events a member had chosen to attend. It's all there. All the idea, the concept is now data. The concept has become behavior and trackable behavior. It's like it really works. I'm a long ways from it, but I'm getting closer to something I can actually put in another person's hand and let them test. We're a long ways from that. I have hours to go, weeks, probably months, maybe, but it's progress. There's a lot to do, and everything you think of has about 10 different connections and then 100 after that. So there's a lot to do, but I got the photographs working, so now we can upload photographs, profiles. The real account creation and sign in is done. There are lots of things I want to improve. The create experience thing, I want that done. I have to change some things on that so that it makes the event more interesting, I guess you would say. And obviously the lawyers are going to say, are your privacy and terms properly addressed? No. I need to build the damn thing before the lawyers ruin it. Now, I want it to think like the brain does, like the human heart and brain do, emotion and data driven. So obviously there's going to be notifications and social stuff in there, and there's going to be a lot more than just a social app. But I have become increasingly protective of what does not belong in the first version. I don't want it to be just another social network. I don't want it to be swarmed with influencers and that kind of thing. It'll eventually happen, I'm sure. But I want it to answer a much simpler question, and maybe a series of questions. What's happening? Who's going? And is there a seat for me? Because underneath all of this bullshit technology, the databases and the interfaces and all the other stuff that has to be used, is what Two Scotch Funk has always been about. The chair, the open seat, the invitation. I even use the verbiage, pull up a chair, in the Worldwide Lounge app. Maybe that's why this whole goofy-ass idea didn't disappear over the last however long, 15, 18 years. Maybe I wasn't supposed to know exactly what Two Scotch Funk was when I first saw the words, because obviously I didn't. Maybe I just had to hang on to them long enough to hear the rest of the story and let it catch up. Let everything, the technology, me, all the other stuff catch up. And now I think it has. Two Scotch Funk isn't done. It's not even close. But for the first time in all these years, I can open it on a screen, and it's so cool. I can touch the map. I can zoom in, zoom out like a real app. I can create an event. I can say I'm going. I can close it and come back tomorrow, and it's there. And man, that is so cool for this nerd. Watching that stuff reappear on that phone or that screen is so far removed from 3 words scribbled on an old CD. And the cool thing is we're just getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Worldwide Lounge. Pull up a chair. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.